Me when a traveller sight appears in the field behind my garden overnight.
It must have blown up very suddenly. It wasn't here yesterday.
Florence Nightingale trying to cheer up amputees during the Crimean War.
But don't you know what day it is today?
No.
No.
Everybody knows it's hopping day today. Yes, it's hopping on one leg day today.
And this was the time that the prank my friends played on me after I passed out in the pub was completely misunderstood by the authorities.
Thames Valley Police were called to an American Air Force camp during a peace protest overnight. Members of a peace camp at the Dawes Hill Communications Centre near High Wycombe entered the base carrying one of their groups strapped to a cross. American security guards then called the police, who took no action.
Hello guys, welcome back to the show, and I've got 3 French perfumes for you today. I'm going against the grain here. Everyone's talking about Middle Eastern perfumes all the time, so we're going to be Europhiles, and we're going to talk about French fragrances that are really good value for money today. Before we do that, don't forget, my recommended USA-based fragrance sampling site is decantboutique.com. Go there and use the code CYBERDECK20 and you'll get 20% off their site throughout December. Amazing array of designer and niche fragrances there. My recommended UK-based fragrance sampling site is fragrancesamplesuK.com. Go there, sign up, and you'll get 10% off your first order, and they have a stunning array of scents for you to sample. Both sites linked in the description of this video. Okay, so let's talk about some really lovely French perfumes. Great value for money in every case. And so you may be thinking, well, I can't afford always to buy the new Chanel or an exclusive from Chanel or Dior or a Creed fragrance. These French perfumes can be very expensive, and that's why maybe you're interested in the more affordable Middle Eastern clone fragrances, or just fragrances from those Middle Eastern brands that are sort of the under £50, $50 mark. And there's nothing wrong with those at all. But here's a reminder, you can get some great stuff. Classic, historic French designer houses selling wonderful perfumes for really good prices. Yes, it's true. Okay, first one then. We are going to go with a small piece of paper on which I've written them all down. Hopefully they're all here. Don't overlook this one. Don't sleep on it. Sleep on a mattress. It's much more comfortable. GUERLAIN MITSOUKO. Amazing release, 75ml. I found it online. I think it was Notino, not sponsored. £53.55 for a 75ml bottle. I think in this day and age, for a classic, historic French perfume, very good value. Unisex to me. It's one of the original, the quintessential Chypre fragrances, released in 1919. Yes, even I was young then. My channel was quite new then. And it was Jacques Guerlain. And the note listing for this one, it's as I say, a quintessential Chypre French fragrance. Bergamot, that's my way of writing bergamot, rose, jasmine, citruses, peach, ylang-ylang, lilac, rose, jasmine, oak moss spices, vetiver, cinnamon, and amber. So the essential thing that you're supposed to have in a Chypre fragrance, I believe, is bergamot in the opening, oak moss in the base, and I think it's supposed to have a labdanum or resinous incense mid, which doesn't officially seem to be listed there, but who cares? What this is a beautifully dry, really no sweetness in here, dry, green, delicate, aromatic, floral, bitter, woody, mossy fragrance that is absolutely comforting, classy, not overly overpowering. It's an eau de toilette version here. There are other versions, concentrations. Just kick off with this if you can't find any of the others or you don't want to spend more. GUERLAIN MITSOUKO, a completely classic fragrance, was once favoured by the famous Charlie Chaplin, who apparently used to spray it with reckless abandon all over his curtains. Ah, what a lovely thought. Don't forget, as I shoot this, we have some really good things going on at Naughton & Wilson. The amazing new release, Old Money, is still available, not for much longer though, at this price, the launch price. If you buy that one and add any other fragrance, you will get 20% off any other fragrance in an order with Old Money. We have the code just for a few more days as I shoot this. I think it's ending Wednesday of this week. BF15 gets you 15% off all the individual fragrances outside of Old Money. So that's a really, really good offer. And my favourite thing is the festive gifting sets. We've got 3 specially curated triple threat fragrance combinations, 3 gift sets, 3 different combinations of some of our wonderful fragrances, and the price for those is the very best value at NaughtonandWilson.com, so don't miss out. Okay, moving on then, another beauty here, and again, just completely forgotten, ignored in the bargain bin of your fragrance place or on the very bottom shelf. No sales rep will ever try and get you to buy it, but it's often findable in your local department store if you look carefully. CACHAREL Pour L'Homme, a beautiful release from 1981. It was Big Gerard Goupy that did the perfumery on this one. He got nutmeg, bergamot, lavender, clary sage, carnation, geranium, ylang ylang, lots of flowers, lily of the valley, cyclamen, jasmine, fir, vetiver, cedar, oak moss, sandalwood, amber and musk. So loads of floral fragrances, interestingly, for a fragrance we can only assume was aimed at men because it's called Pour L'Homme, and we're L'Hommes, aren't we? And this is really, really nice. It's fresh, soapy greenness with a standout note, actually, not overpowering, but you'll notice it, and it's not often used in a fragrance, really. Nutmeg, a beautiful spicy accord, and then these delicate floral kind of accords there, mixing in with the cedar and the oak moss and the vetiver. Really, really classy, dandyish type of fragrance. Lovely, you can spray it on your handkerchief in the top pocket of your, in there. Absolutely wonderful stuff. And the perfume critic Luca Turin thinks it sucked, and he was very rude about it in one of his books, but that's his right. I personally think it's wonderful stuff, and you can pick up 100ml EDT. I found one online today in the UK, £29. I think that was at Debenhams. Insane. Last but not least, these were, 1981, a long time ago, 1919, that is a long time ago. 2018, this release. Things in the back of my fridge older than that. ROCHAS Moustache Eau de Parfum, £24.66, a bizarre figure. I found it online, 75ml. I think that was our friends at Notino, who sadly don't sponsor me. You've got pink pepper, tangerine rose, cedar, patchouli, and benzoin. And this one, the cliche with this one is it smells like YSL tuxedo. I haven't smelled that for ages. I've never owned it, so I don't know. But this one I find to be a beautiful... beautiful kind of dark rose accord in there, mixed with a sort of spicy freshness and this rich masculine woodiness, and I like that patchouli masculine accord in the base. That has something of the aura, not the smell at all, but the aura that you get of vintage or even modern Givenchy Gentleman, the original 1974 release. I'm not saying they smell similar, so don't get agitated. It gives you that classy, grown-up, masculine, reassuring, rich smell, but this is a sort of modern, or let's say timeless way of doing it, whereas the old school ones like Givenchy Gentleman or Lagerfeld Cologne would smell a little old-fashioned today. This won't, and it's really good. And good performance on this one, actually, for me. I would say in the good category. CACHAREL Pour L'Homme, if I'm frank, not the best performance. Who cares? And MITSOUKO, again, is sort of, a little underwhelming in performance, but wanting everything to last long. Be beast mode, or get you compliments, or get you noticed, or make you walk into the room and people will know you've arrived. Let's leave that to the people over in Dubai. No offence to them. We'll leave it there, guys. Don't forget, whatever we're doing in life, let's project. And although sometimes life can stink, at least you and I can always smell good, right? Bye-bye.